Hi, I'm Keith Burns. I'm going to be talking about Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover. There's the audience. When you think of influential artists in our time, I think a couple names come to mind, but one of the top ones that comes to my mind is Donald Glover, or Childish Gambino, as he's known musically. Donald Glover has been a number of different careers: musician, actor, writer, comedian, and he's been pretty big and successful in all of the things that he's done. And I just wanted to go over and talk about a few of his achievements, accomplishments, things like that. Starting with his arguably biggest success, his music career. He started making music a long time ago, actually. His first mixtapes came out in 2005. He has 14 different mixtapes, which I didn't even know going into this. I thought he had like 5 EPs and that was it. So 14 different mixtapes starting back in 2005. He had 4 different EPs coming out. His most successful, ironically, being titled EP, his first one. And then 5 studio albums after that, his last one releasing last year being his final studio album as Childish Gambino. This Is America, one of his biggest songs, won 3 Grammys in the same year for Best Music Video, Record of the Year, and Song of the Year, according to BBC News. This was the first time that a rap album has done all 3 of those in the exact same year, which is a rap song, actually, which is pretty impressive, I think. His name, Childish Gambino, he actually dropped it after this past album. He said he was going to stop making music under the name Childish Gambino, not necessarily stop making music forever, just under Childish Gambino, because he felt like the project was fulfilled. He felt like there was nowhere else to go. It had finished up. He said this in an interview with New York Times back in July of last year. Last thing I want to talk about with his music career is his Freaks and Geeks music video. This is actually the first music video and only music video from one of his EPs. And this was the first time that he ever wrote, directed, shot a music video, and acted in a music video, which leads us into his acting career. His acting career, which is what he tries to do and sticks with now, started earlier than Community, which is what people know him from. He played the character Troy Barnes on Community, which was a TV series that ran from 2009 to 2014, and was his breakout role, arguably, but that's pretty much what everyone knew him from. Before that, he did small extra roles, little minor character roles, and actually did some voice acting work in shows like Adventure Time, Regular Show, quite a few Cartoon Network shows, actually, which, again, I didn't know that beforehand, but that's pretty interesting to find out. It took him a while before he even realized that he would be big as an actor or even make it as an actor. He just did all these small jobs. Even when he did Community, he said that he wasn't sure that it would be as big as it was. He really didn't even think Community was as big as it was until he started getting recognized at his shows, his concerts, and his comedy shows, his comedy specials, which is the last part that I want to go into. I want to talk about it real quick. His career as a comic. It didn't last very long, and I think a lot of people these days overlook his career as a comic just because it was so long ago and doesn't really tie into with what he does or what he is anymore. But he was a comic from 2010 to 2012. He only had a handful of shows here and there, and he had 3 specials on Netflix. However, they were huge successes. They have millions of views, all 3 of them did. They were actually one of the first things that I ended up seeing from Donald Glover was his comedy specials. One of my friends sent them to me, and I thought they were really funny when I was in middle school. I was able to find the records of his shows and his previously recorded sketches from deadfrog.com and concertarchives.org. They have both on there. on the shows and the specials. Childish Gambino has been, or Donald Glover, I guess you should say nowadays, has been pretty influential, not just to a lot of people and a lot of young black people and comedians and actors going forward. It's been an inspiration to a lot of people. I remember, like I said, I was watching his comedy specials. I was listening to his music all throughout middle school and high school. He wrote Atlanta, just as a small side note. He was the executive producer. He was an actor. He was a writer on the show for Atlanta, which is personally one of, I think, my favorite shows. I don't really watch TV shows too much, but that would be one of my favorite shows when it came out. I thought it was super good. I think that's gonna about wrap things up about Childish Gambino. He is an influence. He's still an icon, and he's still acting and making music, just not under the name Childish Gambino today. Thank you.